Pokemon the trading card.
Pokemon toys and cards.
And the Pokemon is creating a monster of a commotion for American kids.
The Pokemon boom is still brewing and no one's talking about it. Pokemon has been an absolute phenomenon since it came out back in the 1990s. From video games to toys to board games to the most popular collectible card game, Pokemon has blown up in the world, not just in America. This is not just a hobby or a video game or, childhood toys that you buy your nephew for his 5-year-old birthday party. This is actually an investment that can beat the S&P 500. I'm going to share with you today some of the purchases that I've made just in the last few years, and you can see in just a short amount of time, the amount of growth it has had is crazy. A lot of people today don't look at Pokemon cards or shoes or name brand Coach bags or, watches. They don't understand the actual reason behind people paying a lot of money for something that's name brand or collectible. A lot of people see it as a waste. And, to be honest with you, I had the exact same mindset. I had Pokemon cards as a kid, just like everybody else. And someone hears about Pokemon cards now, they're like,
oh man, I still have my Pokemon collection now. I'd be buying a new car. I'd be selling them right away to go on vacation.
They wish they still had them because they know they've gone up in value. People don't realize how much they've gone up in value and continue to go up in value. This is something that is ongoing that you can get into right now. It's never too late to buy Pokemon cards. Now, a little bit about me. I started my collection of Pokemon cards back in 2019. And before I purchased any Pokemon cards, I remember looking and trying to find any Pokemon card product that went down in value that was left sealed and not open. And that is when I decided to add Pokemon cards as part of my portfolio. I have over $100,000 in shiny cardboard sitting in my office. It's one of my best performing investments I have, even over the Airbnbs and over the rentals, over my 401k, even personal stock investing. Pokemon has beat it all. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 of the top things to look for when investing in Pokemon cards and collectibles. That way, when you purchase these, it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. You're not going to be buying the wrong products. You're going to be buying things that are going to add value and continue to grow long-term in your portfolio. A lot of people don't know much about Pokemon card investing. They know that they've gone up in value. They used to have them as kids. They don't have them anymore. Apparently everyone I talked to somehow lost them in grandma's basement, or their parents gave them away in a yard sale, or
something happened to them.
I was in the same boat. I used to have some first edition cards, and as a kid, I loved Pokemon. My parents went to a church service and they said they're evil, terrible, they're monsters.
Parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon, buy Pokemon cards, or anything whatsoever to do.
Get them out of the house. So I'll never forget my brother and I playing Pokemon and my dad throwing them all in the trash. Being the smart aleck that I was at 6 years old, I just told my mom,
well, as soon as you go to sleep, I'll just pull them out of the trash and I'll go hide them.
And then they proceeded to pour syrup all over the cards in the trash can. True story. It's very sad. I don't know why I opened my mouth. Nowadays, Pokemon has been blowing up, not just in the US, but globally. And it has been one of the best performing assets in the last several years. It's crazy. Let's dive into it. Number 1, the best place to buy Pokemon cards. Believe it or not, it is retail stores. If you can find them in Target, Best Buy, Walmart, you can find them in Barnes & Noble, you can find them in Walgreens. Anywhere you can find on main big box retail stores, find them at retail pricing. That is the best price you can find Pokemon cards nowadays, if you can find them. I think for the last 6 months, I've stopped in Targets, Dollar Generals, Walmarts, and I've managed to find very, very few Pokemon cards. Can't even find them online. Unless you're paying market price for them, which is about double to triple retail price. The best place you can find them is going to be on, typically each store has a restock day. Usually it's like a Monday or Tuesday or Friday. You have to find out what that day is, and you have to camp out a couple hours early and wait in line, and you can hopefully at that point buy them at retail price. And retail price, I will tell you, is the absolute best deal if you can find it. Number 2, what products do you buy to give you the best return? Now, in Pokemon, the absolute grail, the best thing to buy to guarantee you're gonna make money is the booster box. This is a Fusion Strike booster box. At one point in time, you could buy a Fusion Strike booster box for below market price. People couldn't get rid of them fast enough, and now these are upwards of $800+ per box. The booster box has 36 individual packs inside, and it's sealed in the Pokemon wrap. Now, when I tell you, because this is the #1 best investment, this is also the #1 faked product. One key thing you need to look for when you buy a booster box, if you can get it from a retail store, you're safe, perfect, GameStop, whatever. You're buying it retail, you're good. But if you buy this from Marketplace, make sure on the actual Pokemon logo that has this little circle right here. It's a little R, and you wanna make sure it has that, because otherwise you're getting a fake booster box and you're gonna lose money. The second investment to buy is gonna be Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. The key thing about Elite Trainer boxes, the Pokemon Center and the non-Pokemon Center looks the same, except it will say Pokemon Center on the box. The difference is you get extra packs and you get a special promo card in here that has Pokemon Center stamped on the card. You buy it online on the Pokemon Center website. They only make 1 to 2 drops and then it's gone forever. These are probably the most rare. These should be a better investment than the booster boxes, but booster boxes are still king right now. I think Pokemon Center will eventually overtake them, only because these are so much more limited and they only drop once or twice, typically once, and they're gone. And you have to buy it off the free market. So that being said, this is one that I actually missed. I went to go buy on the website. I couldn't catch it, so I immediately bought it on eBay. And I paid about $100 for this. Retail cost was $60, but again, because I missed out, I couldn't buy it off the website. Now this is worth almost $400. This would be the next thing to buy besides a booster box. You wanna buy Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. Last thing I highly recommend always buying, guaranteed to double in value, is ultra premium collections. They have like 151 Mew collection boxes. They have a new one with the Eevee on it. These come out every year, ultra premium collections. These are also, I feel, a guarantee gonna skyrocket in value. At bare minimum double value if you can buy it at retail price. And if you can't buy it at retail price, still recommend picking one up for long-term hold. I think you'll do very, very well. Last, I recommend buying single PSA 10 graded cards. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple examples in the video. This is one of the cards that I purchased that has gone over double value in a very short amount of time. And what's nice about these cards, for one, I think they're nice to look at. I actually enjoy the hobby. But two, they're already graded. They're nice protected, cases, and they continue to climb in value because it'll tell you how much there are of them. Some of them are more limited than others. As the packs become more expensive to buy, it's gonna be harder and harder and harder to find these cards because they don't make the cards anymore and they become more and more expensive to open, so people stop opening them. So the singles will start to climb in value. And if you have a PSA 10 where it's a perfect copy of that card, it's gonna gain the most value. Two of these guys, Pikachu Van Gogh is one of my favorite cards, and it's not graded, but I do have a really cool case for it. I keep it on my desk. And this has gone up a lot in value too. I paid a little over $100, and this is over $300 now. Even though it's not graded, it still jumped triple the price. So I highly recommend buying them right away and keeping it in a protective case like I have there with my Pikachu Van Gogh. Or if you go buy a PSA 10 right away and hold it, it's gonna continue to climb in value, just like the booster boxes and just like the Elite Trainer boxes. That would be my third popular single cards. And the way you can find the popularity, and my recommendation would be just Google top cards for this set. So the new one coming out is Destined Rivals. So I would maybe look up Destined Rivals top 10 cards and then find the top 3 and then get one of those top 3 cards, or maybe all 3 of those top 3 cards. Either get it if you can find a good deal on a raw copy of it, great. Otherwise, get a PSA 10 copy of it. You can't go wrong with that. Keep it safe, just like the booster box and the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. You're gonna do very, very well. And now that you know the best place to buy them and what to buy, now I'm gonna cover step 3, where to sell to cash out on these beautiful profit. In my recommendation, after you've reached your price target, I think you should treat it just like a stock. you have in mind you want to double value and sell at double value, sell at triple value. If you say,
Steven, I don't want to sell. I'm going to keep this 30 years. I'm not selling to nobody.
hey, good on you, man, do that. So in my recommendation, I always like to sell when I get to double the value or sometimes triple the value, depending on the product, unless it's something I truly love and want to keep in my personal collection. Like my Van Gogh Pikachu on my desk is gonna stay on my desk and probably till I die. So that one I'm not gonna get rid of, right? But some things I'm gonna sell. A lot of things I have sold. Keep in mind when you buy this product, whatever you spend on it, keep a mental note, maybe even keep it on a spreadsheet of what you wanna sell it for and cash out on that profit, just like with stocks. So for me, the best place that I sell Pokemon cards is gonna be Facebook Marketplace. You can list it on Facebook Marketplace for local pickup, or you can meet at like a Dollar General or whatever, and you can sell it for cash. That is the easiest way, in my opinion, to sell them. Otherwise, you can list them on eBay or TCG Player. Although I will tell you, TCG Player, they limit on how much you can list until you're a more proven seller. Versus eBay, you can list unlimited, but the fees are a little bit higher. That's why Marketplace is the best deal, because there's no fees and people come give you cash same day typically, especially for Pokemon Center and booster boxes. Now, is it a pain in the butt sometimes to sell this stuff? Sure, it is. But it's such a great satisfaction to know that you bought something for $100 and now you're selling it for $400 and you're happy because you're cashing in on that profit. And the person buying is also very happy because they're buying something for their investment, their portfolio. And it's a win-win situation. It's something that has paid off significantly well for me, and it can still pay off for you because Pokemon every single year produces multiple new sets. They print the set and it goes away. They print the new set, it goes away. And it continues that cycle. And because it's so crazy right now where you can't even find product, they can't keep up with demand, but they have to keep up with their schedule. These products are going to continue to rise in value because they can't even get enough out before they have to start printing the new set. More and more people are starting to find out how lucrative this business is. It is never too late to jump into it. Stick to the products I covered today on step 2. Set your price target when you want to sell and cash out to guarantee your profit, minimize risk, and you're going to do very, very well. Make a ton of money for your future. I'm so excited for you to see the results long term. So far, based on what I've already seen and witnessed just over the last 4 or 5 years, I've been purchasing and buying, investing in Pokemon. I don't see it going anywhere. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal investment into the future. And I hope you add this as part of your portfolio. Leave a comment if you decide to add Pokemon in your portfolio. I'd love to hear about it and see your first purchases. For more investment ideas, check out some of my other videos about real estate and stock investing. I'll see you in the next video.